Hello! I thought I would do a video and kind of introduce myself a bit for those who don't know me. So my name is Zoe. I'm known as Space Holder on here and on Facebook. And I'm also known as Rabbit Amos. So the reason that I've gone under different names is they kind of mean different things to me. They kind of overlap because they are me and they're who I am. But I feel they're kind of different aspects of me. So Rabbit Amos I created about 4.5 years ago. I'm a psychic medium, very intuitive, and also a healer. So Rabbit Amos kind of encapsulates more the psychic medium type stuff, I suppose. And then I think it was maybe about just over a year ago, I came under the name Space Holder because to me that also encapsulates kind of who I am as a person. I can hold space. I can sit and, hear pretty traumatic things. I can hear, things that are harder for other people to kind of facilitate, I suppose. I am a firm believer that we can unwind our thoughts. We can, quieten our traumatic experiences. So for me, I've had quite a trauma-filled, kind of life. I've had many different things happen in my life. As I've gotten older, I've kind of dived into them more so, and I've done a lot of work on myself, for myself, and mostly by myself, which can be very, very hard. It is hard going. However, I have learned a lot of tools to help myself and help other people as well. So this is mostly why I am known as Space Holder, for more of the healing kind of aspects of myself. But yeah, I thought I would just come on and kind of say hi, how are you? I think with this channel I am mostly going to be doing, I love to do like crystal healing. I'm very drawn to it. I absolutely love crystals. I've used them myself. I feel they're hugely beneficial towards, many things, but especially healing. Excuse me. And so what I like to do and what I've been, aiming to do for this channel is I absolutely love, look, there's a crystal right in front of me. I absolutely love setting up crystal healing grids. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to set up a theme every week. The next theme that I will be putting up is going to be around love and self-acceptance. Not just for yourself, but for other people too. But I think the focus needs to be on yourself, on you. So yeah, I've got a beautiful crystal grid set up for that I will film shortly after this. But yeah, like I said again, I thought I would come on and say hi, like who I am, and kind of why I've made this channel. I was drawn to do channels a while ago, and it's very interesting. I do lives on Facebook pretty much every week where I'll read people and, offer advice and stuff like that. But for some reason, YouTube scared me, and I was just a bit, apprehensive to post. On Rabbit Amos, on my other channel, I do messages, kind of slightly advice, but it's more kind of messages, what I'm feeling that is needing to be spoken about, I suppose. And so I've actually made the commitment to do that every Friday. Unless I'm, elsewhere or something bigger is kind of happening, I will be posting every Friday. So if you do want to check that out, I'll put it in the description box thingy. Kind of all the places that you can find me, either through for Space Holder or for Rabbit Amos. So yeah, I was also drawn to yesterday, just thinking about what I wanted to talk about on the Friday. So I was kind of guided to share this. So I'll share this with you, and then I will pop off and go video, the Rabbit Amos one and the healing for self-love and acceptance. Oops, sorry, I just dropped my phone. I also wanted to say as well, my intention for this channel is to literally just facilitate either a place of calmness, or it says it in the name, literally to hold space. However kind of I feel that people are needing it. And I'm so extremely open and happy for suggestions on what you feel you may be needing, or if you need advice on something, or maybe what you would like to hear me talk about that, a lot of people are kind of afraid or worried to talk about. We all go through some pretty horrific stuff, and I feel that, especially for me, I know what it feels like to move through some pretty horrific stuff alone. And it doesn't sit right within me or my heart that people, sit in the loneliness. I understand that it can take people out, and I'm not for that. I'm for healing. I'm for moving through these things. I'm here to help facilitate how I can. Another thing I will be doing in future, my plan for this channel, is I would love to interview people. I would love to hear kind of what you have been through, what has worked for you, what didn't work for you, maybe offer advice if you need it, or you could offer advice to people watching. So I would love to have this channel also as, maybe I'm roughly thinking a podcast once a month, something like that. But yeah. So this is what I was drawn to talk about. I put a post up on my Rabbit Amos page. I think it's from last year maybe. So, free tips to facilitate healing. Breathe. So beautifully, slowly in and out. There are actually a lot of different countdowns that do different things to your system that you can look up, like on Google or YouTube. And yeah, I say, please remember to raise your stomach, not breathing in your chest. When you breathe into your chest, you're actually helping maintain and hold a lot of stress, especially in around your shoulders and your neck. It can throw so much things off. So breathe deeply into your belly. And I also say too, when you breathe deeply into your belly and you feel like you've taken a full breath, you probably haven't. You can still take in a little bit more. Okay. Good old apps. There's a lot of many different free apps. So like things for sound healing, music that can be played with or without Wi-Fi. There's mindfulness apps, stuff like that. Those can be really beneficial. There's a lot of different free ones. And I also say too, whenever I give any advice, go to what you are drawn to do. Don't just take what I'm saying, because things work. One thing could work for hundreds of people, but not you. One thing could work for you and not hundreds of people. So just take kind of what resonates with you. Grounding is very, very good. Take your shoes off and let your feet sink into our beautiful Mother Earth. She will pull you in, hold you, while the ick of the day seeps into her. She can take it. She actually thrives off it, okay? So some people feel like they're a bit of a burden, even when it comes to something like that, and you're not. That's literally her job. That's what she's here to do. The earth is here to actually absorb, and it will regenerate, into, I'm being shown these flowers behind me. It will regenerate. Okay, water is a great one, especially in the shower. Imagine all of the ick of the day moving from the top of your head to the tip of your toes and literally going down the drain. Also, the shower is a really great tool for if you're going through, something quite hard, and maybe you're very private, or sometimes we're in abusive situations where we actually can't show our emotion. We're stuck in that situation for the time being. We can't show that emotion. The shower is amazing. You can cry in the shower and it doesn't really puff your face out as much, stuff like that. If you cry in the shower too, it seems to be a lot more calming, let the water come down your face. Okay. Singing, humming, dancing, movement, and using the throat chakra can help get you out of stagnant energies. So I find for me as well, like I said, take what you feel is best for you. Try these things out for sure and see how you feel. But for me especially, and I think because I've been so stuck in my talking, my crying, similar to what I said, I felt I couldn't be saying what I wanted to say. I couldn't express myself. So for me especially, I absolutely love singing and humming as well. So frequencies, there are many different frequencies to be utilized. So on YouTube, you can look up any sort of thing. It could be like back pain frequency. It could be headaches. It could be lack of sleep. It can be relaxation. You can put in pretty much whatever words you want, and then sound frequency. Look it up and go through them and see what one makes you kind of feel at ease. It might help, calm the nervous system. In regards to anger, so one of the tools I learned on YouTube from a beautiful woman on YouTube was you take in a nice slow deep breath, and when you exhale it fast, sharp, and that can actually really help push out that kind of stagnant energy. Also, that one I found out is actually really good for when you're finding it hard to sleep. You take in nice big deep breaths and then you exhale it out a bit faster. Obviously do that many times in a row. In regards to anger, you can grab a box and smash some old plates and cups. So let out your anger. It's all this built up energy. It gets stuck in our bodies and it can turn into, chronic pain. It can turn into a lot of different kind of health, things. So another thing, you can get a pillow and smack it against your bed or couch. When my brother passed away, my son's old bed was in the garage and we had it up against the wall, and I would just go in and punch every now and then. Just punch when I was feeling angry, punch, and that helped get some of that anger out. Also, when my son was younger, boys have testosterone bursts and they don't know what to do sometimes with that pent up angst. And so I bought him a pool noodle. And I said, go hard, smack the shit out of your bed. And so that can help. Anything that can help you get that out, stomping on the ground, things like that. If you can, scream into a pillow. There's a lot of things. When it comes to trauma, I wrote, there is a baseline for everything. What is the essence of it? Where is it coming from? And maybe you can write that out. If you're not sure, you can still get some of those things out. If it's coming up as anger, and that to me as well, it's like anger is a secondary emotion. normally there's a lot of other emotions that have been repressed, and on top it's the boiling point and it comes out as anger. So it's a really important thing to try and actually really null out. So where is this anger coming from? What is it? You know, it's same to do with triggers. When someone triggers you, normally it's not necessarily that person specifically that you are having such a heightened reaction to. Normally it's the underlying things, and maybe it's a similar feeling that it's triggered within you. That's not to say that that person is not doing something wrong. It's just the trigger reaction is up here. Meditation. So it could be guided, or it could be musical. It could be you just sitting there. Maybe you've given yourself 2 minutes to just be still. Maybe you have decided that you are just going to count down from 100. You know, I like to give tips that are easy to kind of get, so either free or low cost. And also I aim for you guys and myself to make even little goals that you can actually achieve. Something as little as I will open the curtains every morning. Even to someone else that could be major, that could be a very big thing. I'm coming from a background of, you know, PTSD, chronic pain, chronic exhaustion, and I've helped myself unwind a lot of these, and I still am. So I come from a place of understanding that when someone says to you, oh, you have to go for a walk for 30 minutes every day, if it's unachievable and you're trying to achieve it and it's actually unachievable for you, it's going to leave you feeling like shit. It's not going to leave you feeling good. So I think that we need to, you know, be realistic with our kind of goals and stuff like that. Because if they're achievable, then you build up all this beautiful self-worth. And I also wrote writing. Sometimes when we write things, they kind of just come out of us as well. It can also be automatic writing, like messages from guides. Sometimes things will just come out on the paper. Sometimes that's how I better understand myself, is I'll have a bit of a write, and it kind of intertwines with, you know, your higher self, God, whoever you connect to. Things will come out on the paper. So writing pros and cons lists can help narrowing down if you've got a hard decision to make. Also, you can write anyone a letter to get out how you feel, and you can burn and release it after. You do not have to have the person read it. If you want to, of course, but I'm just saying you don't actually have to send it to them. Sometimes it's enough getting it out on paper. And for some reason, I've found as well, when we write things out and we read them back, we get a little bit more of a better understanding of it, even if it's our own story we've written out. When we read it back, we go, oh, wow. With some things, it will just click in your brain. So that's kind of the post that I had pop up in my mind yesterday. So I'm Zoe. I'm Space Holder. I'm Rabbit Amos. If you're interested in any sort of things that I've said, awesome. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to follow. I'm on Facebook. I am mostly on Facebook under Rabbit Amos, but I do post in Space Holder too. I also have a group where it's private. You can post anonymously as well if you want to, and that one is called Space Holder Private Group. I just wanted to facilitate a place where people could come and speak about kind of whatever they wanted to, and get support back, you know what I mean? Especially I made that group when we were living in times where it was very, very, very hard to speak about, you know, anything really. And I feel that it's hugely important for us to be able to speak, for us to be able to share our stories so that we can help each other heal. So yeah, thank you very much for listening and take care.